So Jimmy boy, what did you think about the last brokers tour? Let's review the homes that were on tour. It will be lots of fun. Don't you think?
I cannot think of anything that would be more fun, Wendy. Nothing. Nothing at all. Not one thing.
I have a grand idea. Let's discuss the homes in the order in which they appeared on the tour sheet. This will serve two purposes. Firstly, we will be sure not to leave out any homes that were on tour in our discussion. And, B, we will then have discussed them in an orderly fashion.
Grand idea, indeed, Wendy.
Alrighty. The first house was on Orchard. Gary Lidstrom's listing. 98.5. What did you think about that one?
Under 100. Gotta love that. And because the seller will carry a contract, since it is immobile that is otherwise unfinanceable, is a good thing. A very good thing.
A very, 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 very good thing, indeed.
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 Indeed. But what was that crack about how they were expecting me? Because they had food. Both Gary and Pat said so. Like I really care whether or not there's food at these functions. Participating in the Brokers Open is most important because we should know the inventory and support our fellow realtors. Food is not important. Not important at all.
What? You're right, Jimmy boy. The food is not important.
But since you brought it up, those croissant sandwiches aren't bad, but I like it better when Gary makes his homemade delights. But, even though the croissants don't show a lot of culinary creativity, at least you can always count on Gary to have food. But that really only matters if food is important to you. Which of course it is not for me.
Okay, Gopher Hill is next. Beth Allen. Although it was quite confusing, because she had TJ's signs out. I didn't know who to expect. But the house was nice, and a nice front yard. Although, even though it was acreage, the houses were kind of on top of each other.
I agree. I had the same observation. And it was awfully nice of the seller to make the delish coffee cake. Also, thank goodness it wasn't like her other seller who made, like, 4 cookies when you can expect 20 or so realtors to come through. What was that about? And, hush. Don't tell anyone. But I think Beth forgot to take off her jammies that morning. You could see she was still wearing them under her pretty skirt.
What? I guess I missed the jammies. So we agree about the house and front yard. What about the price?
$425? Maybe a bit high. But I don't know anything about pricing. Not in this market.
Indeed.
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 Indeed. What's the next house?
JB's listing on Sedgwick. The house with the, quote, substantial food, unquote. Substantial? I didn't have any, but I looked at it. And I wouldn't describe it as substantial. You had some. Did you think it was substantial?
It was tasty, but I wouldn't say substantial. I wonder what she meant by substantial.
But what about the house?
I liked the house, and I thought $335 was a decent price. And Southworth is a great place to have a listing. Don't you think?
Indeed.
Indeed. What house is next?
13260 Banner Road. That's the house with...
Hold the phone. That address has too many numbers in it.
Indeed, it does. Oh, I see the problem. I read it off the sheet. Per my grand idea. That was probably a typo. Whatever the address, the house is on Banner, and it has a great view.
Oh yes, that one. It had a lot of custom design finishes. Some of them, maybe a little quirky, but I liked it.
I liked it, too. And the self-contained apartment downstairs was a nice feature as well. It had great curb appeal, for sure. But I think the best feature was that view.
It was, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
There was one more house that we did not see, wasn't there?
Yes. It was the house on Clover Valley for $575. It must have been a waterfront with that price tag. And we missed chocolate and coffee.
Oh well, too bad. Next week's tour should be a good one. Aren't you going to have open your waterfront house with the turret?
Yes. What should I have for food, Jimmy boy?
Why are you asking me? I said that what food is on tour is not that important to me. What is most important is knowing the inventory and supporting our fellow realtors.
It is, indeed.
Yes, indeed,